ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE Crown Jewel's 2018 reactions. So today, guys, I'm going to be actually reacting to the WWE Crown Jewel's pay-per-view. So make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and make sure you guys have notifications turned on, and make sure you guys also do not forget to share this video, guys. Do me a huge favor and take a look at the description and use the code EWEB4YT to get 5% off on SysGaming.com. Make sure you guys use the other code EH4 to get 10% off on FedGrips.com. And make sure you guys follow me on social media. And make sure you guys join my Discord server today. So the first thing I'm going to talk about was on the kickoff. So that first match was for the United States Championship, which Shinsuke defended and retained. Rusev didn't come out on top, unfortunately, but that's the only match that took place on the kickoff show. So moving on to the next kind of match. So Hulk Hogan did show up and say his few words when he came out to the show, and he said, "I'm back," and this and that. But he was the host of the pay-per-view. He was the host of the pay-per-view. Some people might be upset, like, oh, he's back, this and that, but that took place. But when the pay-per-view fully did begin, they did do the first rounds, which the first round that took place first was I think it was Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton that took place first, and Rey Mysterio won that match, and then the match after that one took place, which was the SmackDown Live one. That was another first round. That was The Miz versus Jeff Hardy, and The Miz came out on top for the first round. And then another first round match was Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley. Seth Rollins beat him. And then another first round match that took place was the Dolph Ziggler versus Kurt Angle, and Dolph Ziggler won that one. And then for the and then second rounds was later on. So and then they did the WWE Championship next, which that match, AJ Styles did come out on top and beat, he did retain, and he's going to be the champion, and he's going to surpass the first year being the champion for the first year. So he did win the match, and then for the next match, I believe they did do second rounds. So second rounds, semi-rounds, was the second rounds was the semifinals. I believe it was the semifinals was the ones they did next, where Drew Dolph Ziggler, it was Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins, and then it was Miz versus Rey Mysterio, and then they did do their matches, and then yeah. So Dolph Ziggler won the semifinals match, and then Miz won the semifinals match. Yeah, the Miz won the semifinals match against Rey Mysterio, and then they did after that match they did the for the Universal Championship, which Brock Lesnar won, and I didn't really want him to win. I wanted Braun Strowman to win. It was because Baron Corbin did something stupid where he hit Braun Strowman with the Universal Championship, and then that made Brock Lesnar F5 Braun Strowman repeatedly some junk. And I was like, wow. that match was kind of bland because I was expecting Braun Strowman to win the match, and then Baron Corbin does something stupid in the middle of the match, and that causes Brock Lesnar to win the match, and then we all know we're not gonna see him until years time. So that match was alright. I wanted Braun Strowman to win. I thought Braun Strowman, it's gonna be a long time before Braun Strowman ever gets another title shot. We all know that. So, and then after that, they did final matches. No, they did them way at the end. So, they did them way at the end. So, it was after all that, after all the championship matches and all that, they did the D-Generation X versus the Brothers of Destruction match. And the Brothers of Destruction was delivering choke slams and tombstone power drivers, but it didn't work. They tried reversing everything, and then D-Generation X walked out, won the match fair and square, and then on the side, Triple H got choke slammed through the table, and then he didn't. It took a while for him to get up. Yeah, after the match, there was a little thing going around talking about he's gonna have to have surgery and stuff. Yep, he did. I think this week he's gonna have to have surgery, and then I forgot one more championship match. I think that was for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, which I said in my predictions video that the Bar will retain until Survivor Series. That's going to be true. I think the New Day is going to face the Bar again at Survivor Series, which that's coming up in 2 weeks' time. So I'm going to be doing a live reaction for that pay-per-view. Live reactions will be returning. So yeah, and then after the D-Generation X match, they did do the WWE World Cup Finals, and then that took place where Shane McMahon had to replace The Miz because he was injured. He had a leg injury where it took place. Shane McMahon versus Dolph Ziggler, and Baron Corbin kept saying no, that's not fair, this and that, and the person kept saying The Miz was forfeiting and stuff, and Shane McMahon would cover up the mic and say, no, he's not forfeiting, I'm going to replace him. And then what took place in that match is now Shane McMahon is the best in the world. He won the World Cup Finals. And then that was the end of the match. That was all. I'm going to show you guys the highlights. If you guys want to stop and pause the video, you guys can. I think Shinsuke Nakamura, they're gonna make it the triple threat match because I believe it's gonna be Rusev versus somebody else for the championship at Survivor Series, I believe. No, it's gonna be Shinsuke versus Seth Rollins at Survivor Series. It's gonna be champion versus champion at Survivor Series. I forgot. SmackDown versus Raw. And then there's Hulk Hogan. If you missed it and you didn't really watch the pay-per-view, he was on the match card. He came out and said a few of the words. He was the host of the pay-per-view, which I thought they wouldn't let him come out, but he came back at the pay-per-view. So if you guys want to stop and pause the video and you guys want to stop and see it, you guys can. But there's Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton for the first round, and Rey Mysterio won that one, and at the very end he got injured because Randy Orton kept attacking him after the match, after the click pin attempt. And then it was The Miz versus Jeff Hardy, and The Miz won that match fast and defeated Jeff Hardy. I was expecting Jeff Hardy to win the whole thing, or Rey Mysterio to win the whole thing, but it did not happen. Shane McMahon won the match. Won the entire match. So Miz didn't win. Dolph Ziggler didn't win for Raw. Shane won for SmackDown. So, and then there's the Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley match, and Seth did win that match for the first round. And the hype man Leo Rush kept saying, "You're not gonna win the match. You're not gonna win the match." Seth still came out on top. And there's Dolph Ziggler and Kurt Angle match. I was expecting Kurt to win that, but he didn't win. Dolph Ziggler won that match because he had Drew McIntyre out there, and people kept saying that's not fair. And hopefully the next World Cup they make it one person that could be a company, because that wasn't fair. That was one match which I thought wasn't fair. That he had a person accompanying with him. I think Drew McIntyre should have been in the World Cup too, maybe. That would have made it fair. And then for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the New Day versus The Bar. And what the Big Show would do, he would deliver a knockout punch, and that would cause The Bar to retain. He would hit Xavier Woods with the knockout punch, and he would that would win the match and retain. Remember, if you want to pause the video, you can, and you want to see the highlights. I'm getting this information from WWE.com. Remember that. And then the Miz versus Rey Mysterio, and Miz walked out on that, and a lot of people booed him. And some theories were going around that Rey Mysterio should have won the whole thing. Seth should have won the whole thing. Bobby Lashley should have won the whole thing, but it did not happen. For the end match, it was unexpected. And then there's Drew. There's Dolph Ziggler, and he wins the match against IC champion and the Raw champion, the Raw Tag Team champion. You know what I thought was funny? They said Raw Tag Team champion when he's not the Raw Tag Team champion anymore. But he won the match. Dolph Ziggler came out on top in that match, and I thought that wasn't fair because he had Drew McIntyre. And then at this match, they had the WWE Championship match, and AJ still won by using his move where he put him in a Styles. He did Styles Clash to him and everything. I think he's gonna hold the title for a yearly range now. But remember, you guys can stop and pause the video and look at the highlights. I want to be looking at them. So this was the end match for the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar kept repeatedly F5'ing him, and he walks out and he wins the match. He's the new champion. So a lot of people are upset that Brock won it. People said they wanted Braun Strowman to win the match, but it did not happen because Baron Corbin did something stupid during the beginning of the match, hitting people with titles. And I thought that was kind of stupid. And then it was Shane McMahon versus Dolph Ziggler, and Shane McMahon walked out and won the entire World Cup, and he's the best in the world now. Here you go. He has the champion. He has the World Cup. And then after that match, we had the D-Generation X match. Yeah, I thought it was before the World Cup, but it wasn't. It was after. And then as you see, the brothers, the D-Generation X won because Shawn Michaels delivered his Sweet Chin Music a bunch of times, and then they won the match. And what Undertaker did was put Triple H in the Hell's Gates move, and then the Brothers of Destruction did not win the match. D-Generation X won the match, and that was a good match. I mean, I enjoyed myself seeing D-Generation X fight for the very first time. And I won't never forget the match. It was a good match, and it was an awesome match. But I covered every single match in this pay-per-view. But guys, I will see you guys in the next predictions, which will be NXT Takeover War Games. And we'd be doing a live reaction for that too. So guys, I'll see you guys in the next pay-per-view predictions and the next reactions, live reactions actually. So make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you guys have notifications turned on. I will see you guys in the next pay-per-view predictions and the next reactions too. So thank you guys so much for watching, but I'll see you guys next time. Bye.